watching Valley Homes on TV, Channel 26. I'm Debbie Giordano, your host for today. Todd's on vacation. So we are ventured out to the India Community Center. We've been here a couple times interviewing some of the folks here that make the India Community Center work. And I have a really, really special guest. It's Marco Rojas.
Yes.
Hi, Marco. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Of course, we've known each other many years.
Yes.
And most recently training. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
That's great. Well, tell me a little bit, Marco, you're a trainer here.
Yes, I'm a fitness coach, and I'm also teach group exercise classes.
Great.
Here at the Indian Community Center.
Well, let's back up. So, introduction. Where did you grow up, and where did you get your education and your training?
So I grew up in Florida, and I moved here to California when I met my wife, Shelly. She's the fitness instructor, fitness manager, and fitness instructor here also at ICC. She runs the fitness department. So I'm just, we met in Atlanta and I moved to California. Got into the fitness industry with her along, she introduced me to it. I was a professional dancer back in Florida, and then started doing fitness, and I'm here.
And you have a couple children.
Yes, we have a daughter. She's 18, and I have two boys, which are 6, and my youngest one is about to be 4.
And they are darling. And I understand one of your little guys wants to be a dancer too.
Yes, my oldest one, he dances, and then my little one, my 4-year-old, he sings all the time. So
wow,
we got a whole bunch of.
You're busy.
Busyness going on at home.
You're very busy.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the training that we've done together.
Oh, you're awesome. I
said, well,
I love
it. You've really been able to incorporate a lot into my life. So let's back. So you run the fitness program here. When did you begin at the ICC?
I started at ICC in 2009 when it first opened up here at ICC. I actually just do fitness coaching. And then fitness classes. My wife actually runs the fitness department.
Okay, great.
So, but yeah, I've been together. I mean, we've been here ever since. She's been a little bit longer with ICC.
So let's talk to the folks out there that might be interested in coming to ICC. What kind of programs do they offer here for the novice and maybe somebody that's more experienced?
So we have a lot of group X classes that they can take part of, from Bollywood training, Bollywood dance classes. To regular Zumba classes, spinning classes, yoga, dance classes. We have U-Jam. We have circuit training, and also have a few kids programs like camps. Okay. We have a group they have the camps, and then they also have yoga for kids. And now I'm trying to currently work on some programs myself to create and present to ICC as well.
Wow, that's great. That really integrate a lot of programs into different age levels.
Age levels, yes. They do a lot of age levels.
And also the fitness levels, I'm assuming. Okay, great. When a person is looking into personal training,
right?
Let's talk about that level and what goals do you meet, and what does an individual need to look for?
Well, normally what we want to do is we want to bring them in and ask them what are their goals. Just kind of what we're doing right now, having an interview with them and just getting to know them first. What we like to do is create a lifestyle, more of a, it's not so let's do it now, it's more of a let's teach you how to continue in the future.
Nice.
We don't want to just teach you right now and then you're on your own. We want to make sure that it's long term and it becomes a habit for you to, especially for those that are never been in the gym, which I currently have clients that never been in the gym before. We take them through a slow step, a beginner step, and then intermediate, and then we'll give them a more advanced more techniques. Such we introduce some heavy weights, different training techniques that they can use, and especially the most important thing is that we try to educate them in nutrition. So, because that's one of the biggest things.
So it's kind of a lifestyle change.
It's definitely a lifestyle change, yeah.
Great, great. So, what are the challenges that you find in that area of work that you're doing?
I think one of the challenges that we'll have is with the students that I have seen and have in my own my personal right now, is their time, because they definitely work in big corporates. Their time, their nutrition management. So time management and nutrition management is the biggest challenges for them. For me, it's just to be able to communicate and get there as much as I can so that I can create the best program for them.
And I imagine that the flip side of the coin would be the benefits. When
Yes.
you see
When
the
it's
clients and the lifestyle changes.
Right. So we currently have a huge, I mean, I could mention names, but we have so many students that have seen results from 15 to 5 pounds to just a huge transformation. I have Olympians from the community center. The
You
table
were training
tennis,
table tennis.
yeah,
I
table
remember.
tennis
Yes.
Olympians and youth that we have currently worked with,
Super.
so that they can get better on their training skills and when they perform. So athletic performance is huge for them. So I'm able to create a program to help them when they do tournaments and they're getting success.
And kind of a side note, as you know, we've talked about soccer and
Yes.
the World Cup recently, but you do give of your time, and I know you've helped
Yes,
various soccer teams
I've
around.
helped the Kings Academy in Sunnyvale with that. Created a small program for ICC for a little while for kids with soccer. I'm a huge soccer fan. I played soccer all my life, so yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
It's nice for you to give back. That's,
Yes.
that's wonderful. So, what are some future goals? I mean, you and Shelley, I know, you're building a team, a network,
Yes, we're
and
trying,
a website. And
right. We created a website. It's called True Body Fitness.
Okay.
Or True Body Fit, and we have currently working with Cypress, which is semiconductors companies, corporates, and building a boot camp and a few coaches so that we
Nice.
can build fitness communities so that we can spread out and be able to build small communities of fitness so they can, we can give back. Yeah, it'd be to build. We want to build a strong foundation as far as fitness.
So, what advice? Say somebody's thinking about fitness training, or thinking, what advice would you give them? What should they seek? What kind of questions should they ask?
The
And
most important,
recommendation.
I always think that the most important thing that when they come in is their time. How much time do they do? Are they ready? Of course, if they walk in, they're ready, right? So we want to make sure that we're helping them with the basics, steps, the fundamentals, how to use the cardio equipment, how to use the weight room, and if they
So
want.
safety is a big issue.
Huge issue, and we want to make sure that we help them understand posture, make sure that they learn technique. Yeah, just basically all the
I
fundamentals.
would assume that somebody that does begin a fitness program, that safety to not be injured, so they continue with the program and making it fun.
Yes, definitely. You want to make it fun for them. You gotta make it fun.
I know you love the music, and yes, you love to have fun.
Yeah, I have to have fun with my students. I love music. I think one of the most important things, especially when it comes to cardio, like if you don't have music or you don't have that one thing that gets you through the workout, it gets a little bit boring. I found out, except for myself personally, it gets kind of boring if I'm gonna go run on the treadmill, compared to if I'm running outside. I have to have the right music to kind of get me moving, and just that positive coach. I've seen different coaches, but you have to have the right motivator. Someone is gonna take you in their hands and believe in you and help you believe in yourself.
Well, Marco, I believe you are an inspiration to your clients.
Oh,
and
thank
I
you.
really, really believe in that. So so investment of time.
Investment on time.
And how about the financial investment? What does that look like? Is that variable?
It varies. It depends on their sessions. Of course, there's always a starting point. There's always the less sessions, the more it is. The more sessions, the less it is. But the most important thing is just finding out what is the results that they want to achieve. So
and probably consistency.
Yeah, and then consistency. So let's say I want to see my clients normally 2 to 3 times a week, just so that we can get some kind of consistency in the beginning, and there's always going to be that time where they take, vacation time or time from work and they can't come make it. So communication, and time management is important. But again, it's having that right timing, the right. Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna try for, let's say, a month. I want to go twice a week, Monday, Wednesdays. My schedule will be this time, 5 o'clock, and then we just go from there. I'll have them come in. We'll do a pre-workout to see what they are, if they have any issues with their back, joints, things like that, health issues, and then we just get started. We go through a small workout, could be some basic stuff, and then about 30 minutes, and then 30 minutes of questions, just to kind of find out where they're coming from and what their needs are, and then we just create magic.
So in closing, I think you mentioned to me you have a client that it's a woman that's in her 70s or 80s, or that you.
Oh, my wife does. My wife does.
Oh, your
Yes,
wife
my
does.
wife does.
You must have all types of interesting.
Yeah, I have from 13-year-olds to 70-year-olds. We have different ages, and they're all awesome. They're all, I mean, they're one of the best. I mean, I've seen students all the time, even in my grad classes and in all the instructor classes. We have some of the most amazing people here.
That's
and
great.
It's very family oriented. Indian Community Center is.
It is a very good atmosphere.
Yes. And then I just, from 13 to 80, and they give their best. They give their like 200%, including yourself. So I'm excited to see what.
So we're going to have to wrap up. In closing, let's answer the why. Why would somebody? Why do personal training? Give the answer to that.
Ooh, I'll say because I mean it's like test driving a car. If you don't know your car, you can't buy a car, right? So you have to learn about your body first. Know why it's reacting and acting the way it is, and then once you learn that, you're able to see the benefits and the success of feeling healthier, and just creating a healthier lifestyle.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So if folks want to get in contact with you, what is the best contact?
The best contact will be myself, Shelly, or Marco at TrueBodyFit.com.
Okay. How about a cell phone?
A cell phone number would be 408-830-7764. It's TrueBodyFit.com.
Great. Give me a high five. Good job.
We should do
Good
that.
job. Thank you very much for tuning in to Valley Homes on TV. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
We're the rise to every challenge type. The nothing is impossible type. The type that knows the time will come when we put type 1 behind us. We're the plan for a cure type. The improved life along the way type. The type that will stop at nothing until type 1 becomes type none.
Oh, hey, bud. Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
I've been meaning to ask you, is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No?
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Drownings are the #1 cause of accidental death for young children. Simple safety steps are the best way to prevent these tragedies. Make sure kids learn how to swim. Designate an adult water watcher to watch kids in and around water. Save the phone calls and texts for when the kids are out of the water. Properly fence all pools with fences at least 4 feet high and with self-closing, self-latching gates. When above-ground pools aren't in use, remove the ladders. When pools aren't in use, cover them. Teach kids to stay away from drains. And if a child is missing, check the pool or spa first. Consider the steps you take, then add a few more. Because you never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Debbie Giordano, along with Todd Flesner. We're doing a wrap-up segment. We're looking at the activity level for the local market for the month of July. And so let's open up. There's an article that just came out it was online, U.S. economy rolls back to life in second quarter. It says the U.S. economy rebounded sharply in the second quarter as consumers stepped up spending and businesses restocked, putting it on a course to end the year on solid footing. I guess you're seeing some good economic indicators.
Well, yeah, we just got some reports out here in the last week or so about GDP. GDP is up 4% this last quarter. That's on the heels of the first quarter of 2014 that was pretty much flat, no growth first quarter. And so economists are pleased with that. We're starting to see some growth, some rebound. We've been seeing that in the job market as well. The unemployment numbers are down in the low 6% range now. The Fed has been kind of targeting getting below 6% as they've been looking at long-term interest rate policy. And so there's a sense that we're finally into a little bit more of a recovery, a more sustainable recovery sort of phase with the economy.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's good. That's great for folks who are thinking about buying a home, of course, because that stability in the economy gives you the confidence that you need in terms of employment and the outlook for the future.
So you're seeing what I'm seeing is that stability in the economy.
Absolutely.
People have an optimistic view that things are improving.
Correct.
As opposed to years ago, we were on a decrease,
Right.
and it was sensed at that
Right.
point.
Yeah, and we're watching as well what the Federal Reserve Board is doing with their long-term economic policy. We've been in what we refer to now as a wind-down process with TARP, the Troubled Asset Recovery Program, where we're tapering now the purchase of bonds that the Fed is doing. And so that process continues here.
Okay.
And we're really on target with that. It's kind of sort of slow unwinding for that. And, we haven't seen any real strong upward pressure on interest rates at this point in time. The Fed is going to continue for this foreseeable future their low interest rate policy with short-term rates, which is what the policy vehicle that the Fed controls is the Fed funds rate and short-term interest rates.
Okay, great.
So
I'll come back to you. We'll close with some rates, but there's been some real estate news. It's been big news just of late. Zillow is set to acquire Trulia. Those are the two big networks.
they're the two big online places that
big
people
online,
go.
and it's
Right.
$3.5 billion in stock.
my
It
goodness.
says Zillow announced that it's entering into an agreement with Trulia. It will actually, they'll keep their same names. They'll be separated, but next year they'll then be combined, and the board of directors will be combined. So at that point, we'll see some changes coming forward there. And then there was a little blurb from the Santa Clara County Association Realtors. It says rising home prices and low borrowing costs make it a good time to both sell and buy in Santa Clara County. So that is definitely well known. So let me give you some statistics.
Terrific.
And then we can talk about some interest rates.
All right.
So here's housing statistics for, we're looking at the snapshot for June 2013, a little bit more than a year ago. Average price was $724,000 for a single family, and median price was $730,000. And what I find interesting is I thought there was about a $100,000 bump in price, but due to the way they set the margin for the home prices, we have a median price of only $727,000 average price $727,000 and a median price of $718,000. So there could be some fluctuation when you have higher priced homes sell and close versus maybe a lower price home when that's all averaged in. So for the long haul, stability, but I would say that we're probably up a little bit higher than that. I think next month we're going to see something more around into the 800,000s.
Well, and what are you seeing in terms of just foot traffic still in terms of, that's not a scientific measure of what's going on. But
No,
I
but
think
certainly when the interest is there. I had an open house last Sunday here in Milpitas, and it was fairly good. Now, in the summertime, it's a little less foot traffic because more folks are taking vacations and they're doing other things. But it was still heavily trafficked, and offers came in as a result of that open house. So great time to still put your home on the market, even though seasonally the summer is a little bit slower, but the economy is good. Let's talk about what continues to amaze me is the condo pricing. And in June 2013, the average price was $477,000, and the median price was $479,000, and that's where we saw almost a $100K bump in price, because the average price now is $575,000, and median price is $572,000. I mean, that just continues to shock me.
And those, again, those are existing condos. That's
Correct.
not the new condo projects that are on the market here in Milpitas.
Correct. And I understand the new products, the ones that you're seeing built around the Great Mall, where the Trans-Orient Corridor and where BART is coming in, those brand new ones are almost priced as high as, say, a single-family used, older home in Milpitas. So,
Okay.
you know, the trade-off is, do you want a brand new product versus a home with a yard and two-car garage and
Right. So
You know.
it's a lifestyle choice in some regards.
right, right. So in closing, Todd, remind folks again about the book that you
Sure. This is my book, Mortgages Made Easy, and
can folks email you and get a copy of the book?
absolutely. Yeah. Send me an email. tflesner@opusadvisors.com, and I'd be happy to get you a complimentary copy of this. And this really is a guide to help you with the questions you ought to be asking if you're considering getting a loan, either to purchase a home or to refinance. So it gives you some pretty good ammunition and a good resource if you're shopping for a mortgage.
I thought my business was complex, but I think yours is even more. There are so many different loan programs, and like you said, you like to customize and contour that to each individual and what their outlook is.
Absolutely.
economically.
Well, and you know, with the way that loans are being done these days, it is a complex process. It can be confusing because loans and logic do not always go together. And so having somebody to kind of guide you through that process, help you understand what's going to be required and how to properly document your loan file so you don't trip over the finish line on the way to, you know, completing your financing.
Which can
Because
be heartbreaking, particularly those that are often, you
Yeah.
know, I work with buyers, and boy, you just do not want to be short-sighted at the very end.
Well, exactly, and there are a lot of tripping points along the way, so having a good guide through that process is important.
Great. Well, where are we at with interest rates?
Rates continue to be outstanding right now. We're in the low fours, so about 4.25 for a
Nice.
conforming 30-year fixed, 4 3/8 for the higher balanced conforming loans. So
And that value, is that 625,000?
625.5
Is the high
value,
balance.
is the high balance.
Okay.
You can also get a jumbo loan for as low as 4.25 for a 30-year fixed rate loan
Wow.
as well.
Wow.
Guidelines are a little bit tighter for jumbo financing, and so again, you really have to take a look at your specific situation. How do you tailor that loan product to meet your needs?
Great.
And, you know, and get through all the hoops that the lender's going to put up there for you.
All right. Well, it looks like we're ready to close this segment of the wrap-up, and we'll see folks. We're going to be out and about in a couple weeks, I understand, in the community. So find out where we're going to pop up and
Terrific.
interview next.
Good. If folks have a question about the local market or real estate in general,
Yep, they can reach me at giordanodj@aol.com.
terrific. And if you want a copy of my book, I'd be delighted to get it to
Great.
you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Todd.